Did your elementary school teacher ever make you go and stand in the corner when all you were doing was trying to speak the truth? Is Barack Obama secretly Hawaiian? Are the Church of Scientology secretly trying to take over your town? Do the Jews secretly control the Israeli government? Don't get cold feet just yet, because it's always 90 degrees here in the conspiracy corner. Or at least that's what they want you to think.
Now, Brett, it's 90 degrees, so you know what time it is.
Time to take off all my clothes. It's getting hot in here.
Please, no. Please, no. Keep your clothes on. Nobody wants to see that, buddy. No! How could you? For our viewers at home, Brett is now stripping down to his underwear, and he has a tuxedo Speedo, and he's ready to meet all the single ladies. All the single ladies. Put your hands up, because his Speedo brings all the milkshakes to the yard, if you know what I mean.
No, what do you mean?
We're talking about Area 51.
What
Obviously.
a segue.
Obviously, here in the conspiracy corner.
Bitches love my little green antenna.
Ooh. Now, Bert.
Yeah.
What do you know about Area 51?
I think there's a conspiracy out there that it's actually not the 51st area.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm actually of the opinion that there is a 52nd area, and it has to be somewhere where people just don't go. So it's either at the bottom of the ocean or Alaska. And that's where, all the fun stuff's at. So you're convinced that there are 50 areas previous to Area 51. Okay. Any other knowledge? I know you can drive up to the damn place. Although, you gotta turn right back around because it's a military installation. And what was that whole fad back in the day where people were gonna storm Area 51 by Naruto running into it?
Yep.
You remember that? Was that a Twitter thing, or what was that?
It was a Facebook event.
It's a Facebook event. Check mark if you'll be there.
No, it was.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, they were going to clap them alien cheeks.
Clap the alien cheeks. Alright, so Area 51 is a highly restricted military installation located in a remote region of the Nevada desert. Is it Nevada or Nevada? I feel like that's something you would know on account of your family.
I think in Spanish it's Nevada.
Hmm.
I think in American it's Nevada.
So it depends on whether you have a Spanish dialect. Okay. So for decades, the United States government officially denied that the base even existed. This secrecy alone made Area 51 fertile ground for speculation, eventually transforming it into the centerpiece of one of the most enduring conspiracy theories that we've discussed to date of the modern era. The belief that the U.S. government is concealing evidence of extraterrestrial life. The roots of this conspiracy are often traced back to the Roswell Incident of 1947, when debris recovered from a ranch in New Mexico was initially reported by the military as a flying disc. Only that claim was redacted within a day. Although Roswell occurred hundreds of miles from Area 51, the two became symbolically linked over time. According to the conspiracy narrative, alien spacecraft or a spacecraft was recovered at Roswell along with the non-human biological remains, which were secretly then transported to Area 51 for study, storage, and reverse engineering. I'm not entirely sure how the fuck you would reverse engineer an alien, right? Like, what am I going to do? Grow it in a test tube? I mean, I'm sure we have the capabilities of that.
You would find out if it was a communist or not.
I guess you would, because it'd be like, give me my freedom, and because
you would expose it to different MLMs and see how it responded. You know, it's a captive audience once you get the little green man in an interrogation room, and then you start telling it about all the miraculous uses that it could have for Tupperware. All the applications that Tupperware would be useful for when you find yourself moving at faster than the speed of light.
Gotta have your beef stroganoff on your journey light years away to the Alpha Centauri galaxy.
Well, that's what all the people on Facebook were hoping, that the alien would be stroganoff my beef.
So supporters of the conspiracy often point to eyewitness accounts of unidentified flying objects near Area 51, reports of unusual lights in the sky, and the extreme security measures surrounding the base. Restricted airspace, armed patrols, surveillance systems, and warnings authorizing the use of deadly force all reinforce the perception that something extraordinary must be hidden there. For believers, these measures exceed what would be necessary for conventional military research. Another major driver of the conspiracy is the history of the advanced aircraft testing at the site. During the Cold War, Area 51 was used to develop and test experimental spy planes such as the U-2 and the A-12, not to be confused with your B-12 and the band U-2. These aircrafts flew at altitudes and speeds far beyond anything publicly known at the time. Pilots flying commercial or military aircrafts frequently reported sightings of objects behaving in ways that seemed impossible, which later became cataloged as UFO sightings. Official explanations argue that these secret aviation program accounts for many of the early UFO reports. Declassified documents released through the Freedom of Information Act requests confirm that Area 51 played a critical role in the U.S. reconnaissance and surveillance technology during the Cold War.
Well, yeah, I mean, do you know, like, what a A-12 or a U-2 is?
Like I said, it's not your vitamin, and it's not the band. You're the airplane junkie, you tell me.
Well, those are spy planes.
Okay.
The U-2 was a very large, slow-flying, high-altitude aircraft.
Okay.
And the idea there was you're going to fly so fucking high up that nobody's missiles could hit you. And so you could fly over the Soviet Union and snap pictures of them, and then go back home and develop the film, because it was the fucking 60s and you didn't have a digital camera.
They weren't cool enough
and
to
that
have
worked.
the technology.
And that worked pretty good, you know. They were able to get pictures of, like, the Soviets putting missiles in Cuba and stuff. Or maybe, was that by satellite? I think it was by U-2. Anyways, it worked out great. Until we found out that, oh yeah, they could shoot them down.
With what?
With a bigger missile.
Oh, you make better plane that goes up high? We make bigger missile. It shoots farther.
So the Soviets shot down one of our guys when they were illegally spying on the Soviet Union.
That's shitty for the Soviets.
So
Not good for us.
What they figured out was, okay, we need a faster spy plane. that it's not just going to be super high up, it's also going to be so fast that the missile can't catch up to it, and it's going to be
Were
in
they
there
able
and
to
out
take
before.
pictures?
Yeah.
Were they good pictures?
I am not an expert on how the cameras and shit work on the SR-71 and on the A-12 and not the A-12. What the fuck is it?
Question for another time. So,
Yeah.
official explanations argue that the secret aviation programs accounted yada yada yada.
No, no. After that, they got the SR-71, but
Okay.
then they started shooting those down. So they said, okay, we need to make a weird probe drone thing that sits on top of this ultra supersonic
weird
SR-71.
probe thing.
Yes, it's a fucking UFO. If you look up the Lockheed D-21, it's basically an alien spaceship. And it's this weird drone thing. It's faster than sound. It's a robot. They fly around by remote control. This is all the shit that they do out in the desert and shit. They were originally out there in Edwards Air Force Base in California, but then they found another great big salt flat there in Nevada on Grooms Lake. Which is, when you had a salt lake there ages ago, and the beds of these lakes, water wants to find its level, so when it gets evaporated, it leaves all the salt behind, and it's all super nice and flat. It keeps anything else from growing there or eroding too much, and leaves this, smooth as glass, super flat lake out there. And didn't you talk about that, about going out there to Utah and driving around on a salt lake?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun until we got the speeding ticket.
Yeah, but if you're the fucking CIA, you don't have to worry about a speeding ticket.
We give the speeding tickets. We don't.
Enforced by UFO.
So over time, Area 51 has become more than a physical location. It's evolved into a cultural symbol representing distrust of authority, fear of hidden knowledge, and the belief that the government possesses world-altering information that is withheld from the public.
Well, it does. It's just film.
Well, yeah. The base's mystique has been amplified by movies, television, books, internet communities, blurring the line between the documented history and the speculative fiction. Today, there is no publicly available evidence confirming the presence of ET technology or beings of ET at Area 51. Official statements from the U.S. government maintain that the site's purpose has always been related to weapons development and aircraft testing. Nonetheless, the conspiracy endures, not necessarily because of new evidence, but because secrecy creates a vacuum that speculation readily fills. In a way, Area 51 remains a powerful example of how classified military activity, historical mistrust, and the human curiosity can combine to produce a narrative that persists even in the face of official explanations. I'm still convinced that Area 52 is a thing. It has to be in Alaska. That just makes sense.
Couldn't be in Utah.
No, too many Mormons. Or it's underneath New York.
I think there's too many alligators down there. They would eat all the
In New
supersonic aircraft.
In New York.
Yeah.
Okay. Any closing remarks?
No. It was a weather balloon.
That makes sense.
Your timeout is over. As the final echoes of our broadcast dissolve back into the void, you return from the Conspiracy Corner. A place not of whispers and shadows, but of reflection. Because in every tale of hidden hands and unseen forces, there lingers something far more unsettling. Not what is out there, but what lies within ourselves. And one final thought to carry with you back into that darkness. That federal agents are like opinions. Everybody has one, and they all stink.